Do you want to shoot photos of the northern lights like this, but you feel like you live too far south, so you just kind of write it off as you'll never do it? Well, truth is, a lot of the photos that I've shot of the northern lights, I've never actually been able to see them with my own eye. They're there, the camera just sees them better than you can. I've shot the northern lights a few times, and the most intense I've seen the northern lights is maybe a very, very faint glow. Like almost nothing. Because unless you're way up in the north, like the Arctic, you're not going to get these amazing dancing lights that light up the ground. But if you're where I am, where I'm only about 2 hours north of Toronto, you can still get northern light photos even if you can't see them. So I shot this photo of the northern lights the other night, and the sky was pitch black. I could only see stars, but very clearly there's a nice green glow. And this exact day, you could actually see these northern lights all the way south in Joshua Tree. That's how far south these lights went. So don't write it off as I'll never shoot the northern lights, because you might be closer than you think. So how do I know when I need to go out and shoot the northern lights if I can't see them? And how do I shoot the northern lights? See, I don't know what it is. I'm not an astronomer or anything, so I don't know what exactly is going on with the sun and why it's been having so many ejections lately. But basically, we get these influxes of northern lights activities when there's a corneal mass ejection from the sun. It elevates the solar activity, and I don't know why, it just seems like we've been getting a lot of this lately. So I would definitely be trying to shoot the northern lights whenever possible. So the thing that I use to know when I need to go shoot is this app called Aurora. The app shows a forecast. The higher the number, the stronger the activity, better color, better movement, if you're lucky enough to even see them. It also uses your location and sends you push notifications. So if you're already out doing a night shoot, you'll get a notification on your phone saying, aurora activity 5% in your area or 10% in your area. Go look outside, see if you can see the lights. Usually when it's between that 5 and 10% chance that you might see them, you'll definitely be able to shoot them with your camera, even if you can't see them. You'll also get a map on there that'll show green and red coming across your part of the country. If you're in the green, there's a good chance you'll see the lights with your camera. If you're in the red, there's a good chance you'll see them with your eye. The app also shows hourly cloud coverage. So if you want to go out and shoot, but the location you want to shoot at is an hour away, you can pull out the app, check the cloud coverage in about an hour, and it'll tell you a percentage, because if it's cloudy, you're not going to see anything. And another thing, you'll want a nice dark night. A really dark night helps photograph the lights. If there's a full moon, odds are you won't be able to get the color you want, really. It's the same when you go to shoot the Milky Way. You don't want a full moon because it'll kind of just wash out the sky. A darker night is best. Another thing I'll mention is, if you're directionally inclined, then a compass will definitely help, because you'll be walking around a location with a flashlight trying to find compositions and subjects, and odds are you'll set up your camera. Maybe you're in the middle of nowhere, you have no cell service or anything like that. So a compass will actually point you north so you can see that's where you gotta shoot, so you can compose your shots according to where north is, so that way you can actually get the northern lights in your composition. I keep pointing this way because that's north for me. Now for actually shooting the northern lights, you'll want to do a long exposure, but it's pitch black, so you won't need any ND filters for this. You can just bring your camera raw. I usually set my camera up where I'm at the lowest aperture I possibly can, and ISO is around, it really depends on the scene, really depends on how long you're going to be having that shutter open for. 5 seconds it'll be higher, 30 seconds it'll be lower, but just kind of mess around with your settings, because that'll change how much color you get in the northern lights. You're gonna want the colors to be bright and vibrant, not blown out. Now focusing in the dark can be a little bit tricky. There's two ways to go about this. You can set your camera lens to infinity, Or you can turn on focus peaking and find a star in the sky and focus just on that star. Now keep in mind, when you do focus to infinity, you have a certain meter distance away from your lens to your closest subject. So if your closest subject is not in the correct meter distance, the focus distance of your lens, odds are that'll be out of focus. So you just want to learn the meter distance, set your camera back to the safe zone, and then take the photo. That way your closest foreground subject will be in focus and the rest of your shot will be in focus. That's how I go about shooting the northern lights, even though I still really technically haven't seen them with my own eyes, even though they're there. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. I'd love to see you back here hanging out in another video, and that's all I got for you. You guys have a good one. Peace.